Hey everyone, Dockwell here, and in this video I'm going to be showing you the best Kez combos. I've been watching some replays and some high-level players streaming it, like Dendy was playing mid Kez a bunch. There's a bunch of carry players that have been spamming this, and I think they've kind of figured out how to actually combo the hero and what the best skills are and the best way to string them all together. So I'm going to show you that in this video. And there's two main combos actually that you're going to be using, and they're actually pretty straightforward. So first I'm just going to let you know that this katana stance is the best stance for doing damage. The other stance is more of a utility stance that is, except for one exception, which is the Q ability is his best damage ability in terms of being able to stick on targets and you just pump out a ton of damage. And so really the first combo is you're going to be using this ability, switching to your other stance, jumping in on the target, and then just doing a ton of damage with all of these abilities. Now, normally without Ags, when you press this Q, you're not going to be able to press this other Q, and that's okay because this is a decent ability, but the other Falcon Rush ability is just way better when you're fighting a target. So I'll just show you that really quick. First, we're going to press this, it turns it on, you switch to your other stance, and then you jump in, and then you just start attacking them. And that is something you can do very quickly. I did it slowly there to describe it. And then at the end, you're going to be using your ultimate. So let me just show you that really quick again. Let's refresh here. So you press this Falcon Rush, switch, jump in, and just start attacking. And then because the Falcon Rush is still on, you're just going to be chasing your target down constantly. And then at the end, when it's done, you basically use your ultimate and just finish off with a ton of damage. And that's the first like main damage combo that's just going to be doing a lot of damage for the hero. But damage always is good, but it's not the thing you're going to be wanting to do in every single scenario, because sometimes, you know, you want to have that utility. Maybe you're playing mid and utility is more important because you have a lot of damage already from a carry or something like that. So in that case, you're going to start in this stance and you're going to use your grappling claw first to get into the fight, to initiate the fight. Because the thing about this, you know, starting with this is you actually waste a little bit of time with Falcon Rush and then you jump in. With this, you can just jump right in, switch, and then Falcon Rush. You get the most out of that. Plus you have a little bit of other things that you can do if the scenario calls for it. So first, basically what you would do is you would just jump in, switch, Falcon Rush, and now you have two options. At any moment, you can defensively, you know, use this ability. You can even silence once that ability's done. And then at the end, probably once you kill that hero, maybe it's a support or something, that's when you press this ability, and that basically makes everyone's vision, all the enemy's vision kind of go away in that AoE. You become invis, and then you can start initiating onto another target. So this is really for like initiation, for utility, for maybe the mid Kez. That's the combo. The other combo, the first one, that's for carry Kez. So I think that's the two main ways you're going to be playing the hero. Mainly because, you know, this silence isn't that important. It can be decent. This defensive stance is not that important. It's decent, but it's not like something that you're going to be using every single time. And then this Echo Slash is good in the lane. It's good for farming sometimes, but it's not the best in an actual fight because you want to be using this Falcon Rush ability pretty much every time in the fight. And then maybe if you're like already, you know, using this, you switched over to this stance, you're using Grappling Claw, you're using your ultimate, and then after that's all done, this is back up. Okay, sure, maybe I'll just use this quick again. It is very good, don't get me wrong, but you just want to be using that Falcon Rush instead. So those are basically the strongest versions of the abilities that he has. And then from there, if you do buy Ags, this is kind of the third way that you can, you know, combo the hero. Whoops, I didn't mean to buy that. I meant to buy this. Is that this is kind of the third Ags combo, which you're not going to be getting every single game, but this is the way you're going to be playing this hero when you have Ags. The key to know is that you actually have to switch stances first. So with Ags, you want to start in the stance that you don't want to be using first. Because basically, if you look at this, if I cast this ability right now, right, and then I switch stances, this ability is on cooldown. But let's say I want to cast that same ability first. I want to start in this stance, then I switch, then I cast the ability, and then if I switch back, I can use Falcon Rush. So it's one of those things where with Ags, you can cast every ability, but you actually want to start in opposite stance that you actually want to use so that you can cast all of the abilities first. So basically what I would probably try to do is either start in whichever stance actually you want to start with. You can start with this one if you're already in the fight, or really you could start with or if you need to get in the fight, you can start with this one if you're already in the fight. And that's because basically this main ability is going to allow you to get into the fight. So really maybe you would start with this, and then you just switch over, you jump in, you switch over, you do this, you switch over, you use this ability, then you switch over again, maybe you silence, then you switch over again, then you use your ultimate, and then once that's done, you switch over again, and then you use this ultimate. So that's a little bit complicated, but basically you're just starting out with in this stance, because you want to start off jumping in with this. Okay, then you're going to switch again. Then you're going to use Falcon Rush because it's really good. Then you're going to switch again. Then you're going to use this because this is another damage ability. Then you're going to switch again. Then you're going to silence. Then you're going to switch again and finish it off with this ultimate. And then at the very end of that, switch and then go invis. So those are basically the 3 main combos. The first 2 combos are the ones you're going to be using in every single game. This last combo is basically the combo that you're going to be using when you finally get Ag Scepter. And then lastly, I'll just briefly mention the builds here. I think for the most part, this hero is a carry, and you're just going to be going straight up carry items. You're going to be going Treads, you know, Wraithband. You're going to be going Battle Fury. I've seen most people be, you know, picking this up as like a normal melee agility carry. And then, you know, maybe a Manta, maybe an S&Y, Butterfly, all that kind of stuff. You're not going to get Basher because this hero has a Bash, so that's not really effective. But, you know, from there, you can get Satanic, you can get Monkey King Bar, you can get Eye of Scotty, you can get all that kind of stuff. But it's like a typical anti-mage build, a typical, like, Jug Battle Fury build. Like, anything like that, that's the main build for carry, honestly. Just like any other agility carry. And then for the mid hero version of this, you're probably going to go for like a Falcon Blade, or you might even go for something else like a Mage Slayer, like first item or something like that. Like any of those like mid items, you're probably not going to want to go for a Maelstrom because that is good for farming on the hero, but the problem is as a mid, you're just too squishy. You have low HP as an agility hero. You want to get something else that tanks you up a little bit, that gives you some regen, gives you some health, all that kind of stuff, and allows you to just like have mana regen and play around on the map. So you're going to go one of those typical items, and then from there, you can go like Manta if you want to. That's always going to be a pretty good item on these kinds of heroes. You can go into BKB, you can go into other more carry-like items or more utility items if you want later. So you can even go Echo Saber maybe earlier on in the game if you want to. It's just one of those things that you're not going to be buying that Battle Fury, you're not going to be buying that like big farming item, you're going to buy one of those smaller items to start, and that's really the only difference, and then you can go into, you know, those bigger items later, or even Deso maybe as like a mid, or even a carry sometimes. It just depends. But those are the 2 main builds. I'm sure those builds are going to be ironed out over time as this hero gets played more and more. But those are the 2 main ways to play it. People are also experimenting as support, as offlane, as everything right now. So we'll see where that really shakes out over time. But right now, those main 2 combos are the ones you're going to be using, plus the third one when you get Ags. So I hope that helps you guys understand how to play this hero a little bit better. So far, after these few days, we've kind of figured out a little bit about the hero. I'm sure more stuff is going to come to light in the future. So if you like the video, guys, always remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.